My name is Sarah Kate Bodwin, and I read to remember and honor the lives and stories of individuals who've been killed so that we might move to a world where such atrocities are never repeated. I remember Rabudori Mikhail, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mukabumbeba Bernadette, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mukamugemba Patrici, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mukabugemba Buhinja, Rwandan genocide. I remember Nyir'imbawa Donatille, Rwandan genocide. I remember Majipe Donatille, Rwandan genocide. I remember Rugira, Rwandan genocide. I remember Maringumu, Rwandan genocide. I remember Gapari Charles, Rwandan genocide. I remember Vinki Umuhungu wa Gapari, Rwandan genocide. I remember Sebakungu Mikhail, Rwandan genocide. I remember Felix, Rwandan genocide. I remember Umeruwa Angelique, Rwandan genocide. I remember Kanamugiri Kassier, Rwandan genocide. I remember Simugumwa Tito, Rwandan genocide. I remember Gatare Leopold, Rwandan genocide. I remember Nyahariku Dafrose, Rwandan genocide. I remember Abane Be Beriri Batwazi Amazina, Rwandan genocide. I remember Hatimana Martin, Rwandan genocide. I remember Nyir'imazima Meditrice Me Hitimana, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mugabo Jean Damascene, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mukamusonera Fiobi, Rwandan genocide. I remember Kayenamura Celestine, Rwandan genocide. I remember Kakuze Rose, Rwandan genocide. I remember Gatete Jean Nepo, Rwandan genocide. I remember Master Jabu, Rwandan genocide. I remember Nsabimana Francois, Rwandan genocide. I remember Zabaro Jean-Claude, Rwandan genocide. I remember Ngoba Theogene, Rwandan genocide. I remember Kabanda Leonce, Rwandan genocide. I remember Bernard Munyabitare, Rwandan genocide. I remember Primitive Banujare, Rwandan genocide. I remember Uwineze Cesar Kiki, Rwandan genocide. I remember Silas Sibumana, Rwandan genocide. I remember Cecilia Mukanawaya, Rwandan genocide. I remember Emmanuel Kayonga, Rwandan genocide. I remember Muyimbara Mwenye Beniga, Rwandan genocide. I remember Niweyemaya Alphonse, Rwandan genocide. I remember Rusagara Silas, Rwandan genocide. I remember Kanyundo Mwenye Semwaba, Rwandan genocide. I remember Rabugarobo, Rwandan genocide. I remember Niwemugore Nsile, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mukazibango Dafrose, Rwandan genocide. I remember Sekanyabo Leandre, Rwandan genocide. I remember Sekanyambo Francois, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mugero Gloriose, Rwandan genocide. I remember Rudamoro Rugira, Rwandan genocide.
I remember Mohammed Ayed al-Durmio in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Gashi Quirin from the Kosovo War. I remember Fayed Abdul Rahman Abil Era, who perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Adid Alaku from the Kosovo War. I remember Mohammed Abul Khalidon from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Baryand Sosan from the Holocaust. I remember Kirkor Yardumi, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Fatin Haja Ahmed from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Zusania Rostal, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Hayagop Mirzialian from the Armenian genocide. I remember Garbed Korvian from the Armenian genocide. I remember Khalad Sumian Al-Khanaf from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Kaden Hassan from the Holocaust. I remember Lena Marshankov from the Holocaust. I remember Frasgian Wolferman from the Holocaust. I remember Zenere Faja from the Kosovo War. I remember Sukri Matrati from the Kosovo War. I remember Naya Karpuma Kazasati from the Rwandan genocide. I remember Tabakov Nemzib from the Bosnian genocide. I remember Itzi Sheriman from the Holocaust. I remember Daniel Luis de Mastri from the Argentina Dirty War. I remember Allah Gama from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Halim Abdul from the Kosovo War. I remember Hardin Maramoku from the Kosovo War. I remember Tasha Brenchner from the Holocaust. I remember Yatel Galalestein from the Holocaust. I remember Ishmet Ganshi from the Kosovo War. I remember Matuni from the Rwandan genocide. I remember Suman Mohammed Thimanhan al-Kadur from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Marwan Mohammed Hamad from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Wuzin Innocent from the Rwandan genocide. I remember Zenia Brajes from the Holocaust. I remember Osmakik Osmond from the Bosnian genocide. I remember Husjanovic Muhunbib from the Bosnian genocide. I remember Grigor Alexandrian from the Armenian genocide. I remember Mohammed Ghazni Ramadan from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Sinjandel Monik from the Holocaust. I remember Ramadan Huti from the Kosovo Civil War. I remember Homion Yetlanian from the Armenian genocide. I remember Araki Niginberti from the Rwandan genocide. I remember Moshe Hershkovich from the Holocaust. I remember Eugenian Antoinette from the Rwandan genocide. I remember Mohammed Kabul Jawad al-Nami from the Syrian Civil War. I remember Michael Peck Movachik from the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Jetty Tucker from the Holocaust. I remember Wad Malvik from the Kosovo Civil War.
I remember Uwera Denise, Rwandan genocide. I remember Islam Fazuli, Kosovo War. I remember Azerjak Ashik Duat, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Suzmon Greznik, Holocaust. I remember Lipe Weissfish, Holocaust. I remember Mustafik Safet, Bosnian genocide. I remember Paulino Prudencio Gallian, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Bernardo Pablo Bolzan, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Ali Morina, Kosovo War. I remember Heinarel Wasserman, Holocaust. I remember Jamal Ahmed Kidan, Syrian Civil War. I remember Maish Donde, Holocaust. I remember Osama Khaled Aido Al-Tain, Syrian Civil War. I remember Mahanovic Barudin, Bosnian genocide. I remember Shadi Daher Al-Meziel, Syrian Civil War. I remember Mohammed Akram Jamul, Syrian Civil War. I remember Abdullah Omar, Syrian Civil War. I remember Yasser al-Mohammed, Syrian Civil War. I remember Zemel Meziu, Kosovo War. I remember Hovannes Miranian, Armenian genocide. I remember Faisal al-Awad, Syrian Civil War. I remember Marcus Beshinsky, Holocaust. I remember Saiza, Rwandan genocide. I remember Zuke Dibrani, Kosovo War. I remember Pashtim Beka, Kosovo War. I remember Dozik Mustafa, Bosnian genocide. I remember Tanevo Arapaho, Sand Creek Massacre of Native Americans. I remember Ahmedovic Edin, Bosnian genocide. I remember Hovannes Derbogosian, Armenian genocide. I remember Jeta Langholz, Holocaust. I remember Salihovic Sakib, Bosnian genocide. I remember Dawid Smusko, Holocaust. I remember Shea Panterer, Holocaust. I remember Mucio Lopez, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Mustafa Ahmad Sekati, Syrian Civil War. I remember Lemes Azem, Bosnian genocide. I remember Dusan Bojikovic, Kosovo War. I remember Aron Kapel, Holocaust. I remember Mukakayumba Beata, Rwandan genocide. I remember Sinisa Medik, Kosovo War. I remember Nestor Luis Morandini, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Carrera Charles, Rwandan genocide. I remember Tatios Minassian, Armenian genocide. I remember Nukim Lecter, Holocaust. I remember Nowak Zilberstein, Holocaust. I remember Imre Wagenfeld, Holocaust. I remember Ali Mohammed al-Rajab, Syrian Civil War. I remember Muhoza Pauline, Rwandan genocide. I remember Ruth Chirug, Holocaust. I remember Biar Kuala Biar, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Yakov Sorenstein, Holocaust. I remember Abdul Rawaf Ahmad Abdul Rawaf al-Sabah, Syrian Civil War. I remember Sisprinka Stupnica, Holocaust. I remember Hussam Maher al-Abyad, Syrian Civil War. I remember Abdul Rahman Salman al-Domani, Syrian Civil War. I remember Selimovic Hasim, Bosnian genocide. I remember Kai, Cambodian genocide. I remember Hassan Shakoli, Kosovo War. I remember Major Rezwa Rahman, Bangladesh genocide. I remember Reach Niatyap Leak, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Israel Stern, Holocaust. I remember Uwamani Antoinette, Rwandan genocide. I remember Maswad Korashi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Memik Safet, Bosnian genocide. I remember Masik Suljo, Bosnian genocide. I remember Nebojsa Radejovic, Kosovo War. I remember Jamal al-Salem, Syrian Civil War. I remember Hazir Lusha, Kosovo War. I remember Mominovic Rasim, Bosnian genocide. I remember Sulejmanovic Mevludin, Bosnian genocide. I remember Juljuz Kubal, Holocaust. I remember Devora Introligator, Holocaust. I remember Mukantagara Laurence, Rwandan genocide. I remember Bassam Assad, Syrian Civil War. I remember Ardashes Kioshgerian, Armenian genocide. I remember Nyaraghuku Fermin, Rwandan genocide. I remember Sunio Beckham, Holocaust. I remember Cecilia Winternitz, Holocaust. I remember Milazim Ferrati, Kosovo War. I remember Sofia Esther Galansky, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Jada Faisal Jarad, Syrian Civil War. I remember 5 unidentified perished in the Syrian Civil War. I remember Alik Bahaji, Bosnian genocide. I remember Hekazun Temperajan, Armenian genocide. I remember Amin Hassan Shalash, Syrian Civil War. I remember Mohammed Khalid Burhan, Syrian Civil War. I remember Burak Nasser Kurdi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Khaled Mohammed Maksum, Syrian Civil War. I remember Harry Nutfelmacher, Holocaust. I remember Omar Samir Abdulaziz, Syrian Civil War. I remember Jahik Sakib, Bosnian genocide. I remember Anas Abdul Rahman al-Meshi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Mukarahinga Anastasia, Rwanda genocide. I remember Hassanaj Hamza, Kosovo War. I remember Mehoni Making Road, Sand Creek Massacre of Native Americans. I remember Rangira, Rwandan genocide. I remember Abdul Rahman Arajan, Syrian Civil War. I remember the father of Anwar al-Mahid, Syrian Civil War. I remember Luawe al-Kholi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Sameh Yassin al-Jaber, Syrian Civil War. I remember Mukangarambe Paskasi, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mohammed Rabe Yunus, Syrian Civil War. I remember Eliza Krumer, Holocaust. I remember Leah Weishaus, Holocaust. I remember Mme Gasana Mukantabana, Rwandan genocide. I remember Zimriji Bakauli, Kosovo War. I remember Haratian Argyan, Armenian genocide.
Hi there. My name is Sarah Jacobs. I'm the incoming president of the Jewish Student Union at Duke University, and I read and I remember to honor my family, my people who perished in the Holocaust, and also for those who do not have anyone all around the world in all different mass genocides to remember them. I read for them. Today I'll be reading Holocaust Victims from Lithuania under the name of Sarah. My family's Lithuanian in roots, and I figured that if I was in their shoes, I would face the exact same fate as these following people. I remember Sarah Bila Lablon, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Jacobson, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Aikov, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Ilovitz, the Holocaust. Sorry, just a second. I remember Anna Kaya Sarah Kassin, the Holocaust. I remember Chaya Sarah Kassin, the Holocaust. I remember Sor Kasovian, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kagan, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Yona, the Holocaust. I remember Shorka Kagan, the Holocaust. I remember Chaya Sarah Kagan, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kagan, the Holocaust. I remember Shara Kagan, the Holocaust. I remember Sonia Sarah Kagan, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kagan Cohen, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kagan Linnick, the Holocaust. I remember Sor Kagan Knight, the Holocaust. I remember Kaya Sarah Kaganis Cohen, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kaganin, the Holocaust. I remember Soro Kaganin Cohen, the Holocaust. I remember Soros Kaganins, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kaganowitz, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kagantin, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kagantones, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kahonowitz, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kaiser, the Holocaust. I remember Riva Sarah Kalansky, the Holocaust. I remember Chase Sarah Kalas Kolos Kles, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kalfinate, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kalikant, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kalinkovich, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kalimvosky, the Holocaust. I remember Riva Sarah Kalnsky, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kalperate, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Baila Kamai, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Schulze, the Holocaust. I remember Sorel Kamenman, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kapinski, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kamaraz, the Holocaust. I remember Sorel Kamenman, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kahn, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kantorovich, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kenthal, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Cantor, the Holocaust. I remember Sora Leah, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Cantor, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kanzer, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Capit, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Liba Kaplan, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Tova Kaplan, the Holocaust. I remember Saral Kaplan, the Holocaust. I remember Henya Sarah Kaplan, the Holocaust. I remember Toib Sarah Kaplan, the Holocaust. I remember Rizal Sarah, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Kapul, Sarah Karabalnik, Sarah Kabarite, and so many more Sarahs murdered in the Holocaust.
Hi, my name is Scott Hewler. I happen to have lost people in the Holocaust, but like all of us, I lose people at every act of murder and every genocide. I remember Adela Lerner, the Holocaust. I remember Hannah Lerner, the Holocaust. I remember David Lerner, the Holocaust. I remember Mordka Lerner, the Holocaust. I remember Yona Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Hinda Matil Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Moshe Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Gittel Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Chana Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Ichek Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember David Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Chaim Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Chaim Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Chaim Chaskel Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Chana Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Doba Zichel Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember David Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Dvorah Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Hinda Matilda Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Helena Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Chanaya Leah Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Hersh Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Wolf Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Zaida Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Yosef Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Yehuda Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Fagla Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember a learner of the Holocaust whose even first name has been lost. I remember Lebush Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Yehoshua Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Naphtali Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 learners whose first names are unknown of the Holocaust. I remember Moshe Lerner, the Holocaust. I remember Neely Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Brocha Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Betzalel Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Eliyahu Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember 1, 2 more learners whose first names are unknown, lost in the Holocaust. I remember Chaya Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Pesaya Lerner, of the Holocaust. I remember Helena Henrietta Achtenreben, of the Holocaust. I remember Moritz Altschuler, of the Holocaust. I remember Wilhelm Artmann, of the Holocaust. I remember Clotilde Baer, of the Holocaust. I remember Rachel Barsista, of the Holocaust. I remember Elsie Sophie Van Dalen, of the Holocaust. I remember Hendrik Van Dalen, of the Holocaust. I remember Louisa Fass, of the Holocaust. I remember David Fresco, of the Holocaust. I remember Michael Fresco, of the Holocaust. I remember Betsy Freundlich, of the Holocaust. I remember Elsa Gladys Freundlich, of the Holocaust. I remember Helena Myra Freundlich, of the Holocaust. I remember Max Freundlich, of the Holocaust. I remember Annie Gartner of the Holocaust. I remember Julius Eduard Gerson of the Holocaust. I remember Hermann Gingold of the Holocaust. I remember Gertrude Gumpel of the Holocaust. I remember Kurt Gutmann of the Holocaust. I remember Andrei Chayum of the Holocaust. I remember Frieda Ikowitz of the Holocaust. I remember Leon Jesserin of the Holocaust. I remember Emmanuel Yehuda de Kat of the Holocaust. I remember Yevgenia Katz of the Holocaust. I remember Janaya Katz of the Holocaust. I remember Regina Korenheitzer of the Holocaust. I remember Avram Ali Cooperstein of the Holocaust. Hi, I'm Scott Hewler. I happen to have lost people in the Holocaust, but like all of us, I'm diminished in every murder and especially in every genocide. I remember Johanna Lazarus of the Holocaust. I remember Yosef Lazarus of the Holocaust. I remember Herman Leibovitz of the Holocaust. I remember Giuseppe Yosef Levi of the Holocaust. I remember Guglielmo Levi of the Holocaust. I remember Charlotte Malverf of the Holocaust. I remember Kyla Melvigites of the Holocaust. I remember Etelka Reich of the Holocaust. I remember Manuel Rodriguez of the Holocaust. I remember Carlos Rosenthal of the Holocaust. I remember Bertold Jacob Solomon of the Holocaust. I remember David Solomonovich of the Holocaust. I remember Henri Tesler of the Holocaust. I remember Reitzel Weislitz of the Holocaust. I remember Itsuka Aaron of the Holocaust. I remember Sandor Abba of the Holocaust. I remember Ishtvan Abba of the Holocaust. I remember Hugo Abba of the Holocaust. I remember Sandor Abba of the Holocaust. I remember Imre Abadi of the Holocaust. I remember Jakob Abadi of the Holocaust. I remember Corvin Abadi of the Holocaust. I remember Georgi Abai of the Holocaust. I remember Vilma Abai of the Holocaust. I remember Matilda Bani of the Holocaust. I remember Hugo Abarbandi of the Holocaust. I remember Robert Abarbanda of the Holocaust. I remember Istvan Abbas of the Holocaust. I remember the first name unknown of Abba Sonnenschein of the Holocaust. I remember Boris Abdurrahmanov of the Holocaust. I remember Laura Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Iron Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Ershebet Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Gabriela Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Irene Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Egon Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Yoshef Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Gabriela Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Miklos Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Francisca Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Edmund Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Etta Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Eva Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Yoshef Abel of the Holocaust. I remember Charlotte Abel Hirsch of the Holocaust. I remember Paul Abella of the Holocaust. I remember Gabor Abelertz of the Holocaust. I remember Betzalel Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Shendel Hindel Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Reitzel Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Aharon Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Yitzchak Yehuda Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Yisrael Tzvi Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Gershon Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Lajos Eliezer Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Andrei Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Dobresh Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember David Eliezer Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Yosef Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Jacob Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Zofia Abeles of the Holocaust. I remember Hendrik Nehemiah Abeles of the Holocaust. Holocaust. I remember Sarah Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember David Eliezer Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Chaya Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Haron Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Geza Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Yosef Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Ella Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Katalin Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Ethel Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Shlomi Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Mordechai Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Reitzel Olga Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Melvin Malbin Abellis of the Holocaust. I remember Gabrielle Abellis of the Holocaust.
I remember Mohammed Mahmoud Baker al-Shlaq perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Mudej Eli Kanafozi perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 34. I remember Sabimana perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Senkuyo Bonimpa perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 11. I remember Anvir Haliti perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 42. I remember Omad Mohammed Abd al-Aziz Lataf perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Lujan Alcides Sosa Valdez perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Mariam Othman perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Zijadin Mahmoudi perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 39. I remember Mathilde Itzigson perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Mahmoud al-Musaid perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Nuzik Mirsad perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 25. I remember Jovan Dosic perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 86. I remember Margit Fisher perished in the Holocaust at the age of 49. I remember Jom A. Mahmoud al-Abdulkader perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Turkovic Adem perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 43. I remember Heza Melman perished in the Holocaust at the age of 41. I remember Dukuz perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 8. I remember Smajlovic Remo perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 21. I remember the brother of Gamal Ayata perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Hrvatik Hajrudin perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 41. I remember Ghanem al-Bar perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Ahmad Bata perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Mesrab Azadigian perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Erzsébet Schwartz perished in the Holocaust at the age of 28. I remember Bahim perished in the Rwandan genocide of 1994. I remember Shlomi Perelstein perished in the Holocaust at the age of 4. I remember Mania Susel perished in the Holocaust at the age of 5. I remember Ayen Kuacha Apar perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Fethi Krasniki perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 78. I remember Saban Yambo Stratton perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Karangwa Kalisa perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 20. I remember Shpen Katori perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 25. I remember Mohammed Nizar Shaloub perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Mahar al-Rafea perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015. And I remember Ishaq Srafan perished in the Holocaust at the age of 52.
My name is Selden K. Smith, Jr. I'm named for my father, who taught the Holocaust and hoped that it would not happen again. At this time, I remember Yasser Yoused al-Wezwi, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Marianne Swalep, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 42. I remember Yasser Ahmad Shanab, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Makrui Bardizijan, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Amro Mossab al-Hussein, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Abdullah Sukar, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Ruzi Biza Diou Don, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Bar Ahmed, who perished in the Darfur genocide in 2003. I remember Fira Dinsberg, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 6. I remember Francisca Dora Paz Cabezas Molina, who perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Ahmad Fadel Abd Rabbo, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Baruchek Hassan, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 28. I remember Muchik Rashid, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 55. I remember Karangwa Jean Paul, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Muhik Hamad, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 39. I remember Nurangwa, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 19. I remember Allah al-Darsani, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Sami Ajaj, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Ibrahimovic Ahmed, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 67. I remember Mustafik Osman, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 33. I remember Hajdarovic Muho, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 43. I remember Adam Mohammed, who perished in the Darfur genocide in 2003. I remember Dalibor Lazarevich, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 16. I remember Mahmoud El-Mazri, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Aldo Jesus Camaño, who perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Juan Telmo Ortiz, who perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Ibrahim Mahmoud al-Hamri al-Karma, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Dababa Guy, who perished in the South Sudan civil war. I remember Adolfin Keksamedi, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 63. I remember Ahmad Khalef al-Lafi, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Jesus Vardabedian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Jerovic Nurif, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 55. I remember Irabagiza Solange Gasingwiza, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 15. My name is Selden K. Smith, Jr. I remember Al-Marie II, perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Selimovic Sukrija, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 50. I remember Shana Horowitz, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 29. I remember Faye Lalo, who perished in the East Timor genocide at the age of 37. I remember Saphip, who perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Delic Alija, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 51. I remember Federico Guillermo Frias, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Halim Smakaj, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 80. I remember Niklos Weiss, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Graciela Mabel Pasalacqua, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Bedros Nalbandian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Shanjwak Tipo Yakwan, who perished in the South Sudan civil war. I remember Ruben Gasparian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Ibrahim Arabi, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Omerovich Hassan, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 30. I remember Eric Nierenberg, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 24. I remember Kabalisa, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 6. I remember Wolf Greschler, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Mohammed Nizir al-Etri, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Marco Adol Changwang, who perished in the South Sudan civil war. I remember Muheldin al-Takriti, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Juan Eduardo Tenreiro, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Klanchevik Nedzad, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 35. I remember Ayuen Reng Mayom, perished in the South Sudan civil war. I remember Mahmoud Jameli Jarur, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Iman Kodir al-Gouar, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Halilovic Osman, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 62. I remember Yasarevic Sakib, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 35. I remember Al-Aswad family, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Jekovic Daznan, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 52. I remember Mohammed Toumeh Altiyaya, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Gayane Jepesian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Nyirakamana Seraphine, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Fernando Manuel de Gregorio, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Uvi Hanganye Bertin, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Shaye Karant, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Nakanira Denise, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 45. I remember Deborah Greensweig, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 4.
I am Sergio Ramirez, and I am reading for humanity. I remember Afram Arjos perished in the Holocaust at age 1. I remember Mohammed Waldi Soliman perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Caruana perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 40. I remember Fatima Ismam Ha Karspi perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Abraham Starkochi perished in the Holocaust at the age of 5. I remember Darkhan Sarfirkhan perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Ramdan Birkha perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 57. I remember Hasfanik Al-Kha perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 20. I remember Hasfanik Bahor perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 59. I remember Laura Wasserberger perished in the Holocaust at the age of 39. I remember Rahisil Ornistan perished in the Holocaust at the age of 7. I remember Lily Jarqua perished in the Holocaust at the age of 34. I remember Hanif Mostaf Sido perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Amikdun perished in the Bangladesh genocide in 1971. I remember Salmovic Hardawin perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 40. I remember Irna Fatima perished in the Holocaust at the age of 16. I remember Naibonbi perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Faisal Kardir al-Masmal perished in the Syrian civil war in 2011. I remember Ujbatvik Hassan perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 39. I remember Sani Morkevar perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 35. I remember Samuel Goldberg perished in the Holocaust. I remember Jean Mitfantny perished in the Holocaust. I remember Orkansir Dumina Morbirka perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 43. I remember Ahmed Hussein Kwartik perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Ani Madvik Ismail Mai perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 15.
My name is Shayna Lubliner, and I read for my family members who were lost during the Holocaust. I remember Bentzion Abramovitz, the Holocaust. I remember Sarah Abramson, the Holocaust. I remember Pinna Adler, the Holocaust. I remember Faina Adam, the Holocaust. I remember Rika Auerbach, the Holocaust. I remember Shabtai Agostawi, the Holocaust. I remember Chaim Aroblonsky, the Holocaust. I remember Bernard Altman, the Holocaust. I remember Menahem Amsterdamski, the Holocaust. I remember Isaac Angel, the Holocaust. I remember Chaim Anderman, the Holocaust. I remember Sendel Applebaum, the Holocaust. I remember Eti Axelrod, the Holocaust. I remember Berta Lubliner, the Holocaust. I remember Naftali Mer, the Holocaust. I remember Stefania Polak, the Holocaust. I remember Mirza Pagowski, the Holocaust. I remember Yenta Paste, the Holocaust. I remember Haya Steinlauf, the Holocaust. I remember Hava Sterenberg, the Holocaust. I remember Jacob Goldman, the Holocaust. I remember Elizabeth de Haas, the Holocaust. I remember Basia Dyke, the Holocaust. I remember Benzion Kahan, the Holocaust. I remember Joseph Lillenbaum, the Holocaust. I remember Miriam Leiber, the Holocaust. I remember Helena Veit, the Holocaust. I remember Jacob Portnoy, the Holocaust. I remember Moishe Rosenblum, the Holocaust. I remember Burl Reitman, the Holocaust. I remember Alexander Farber, the Holocaust. I remember Irina Boritz, the Holocaust. I remember Helena Gao, the Holocaust. I remember Hill Eichelman, the Holocaust. I remember Jacob Newberg, the Holocaust. I remember Kara Adler, the Holocaust. I remember Herman Einstein, the Holocaust. I remember Olga Grossman, the Holocaust. I remember Israel Rabinovich, the Holocaust. I remember Ernst Bessinger, the Holocaust. I remember David Dodick, the Holocaust. I remember Grigory Forel, the Holocaust. I remember Nekema Berezin, the Holocaust. I remember Valentina Klampus, the Holocaust. I remember Meta Frischauer, the Holocaust. I remember Ella Jacobson, the Holocaust. I remember Walter Jacobson, the Holocaust. I remember Albert Katzenstein, the Holocaust. I remember Jenny Katzenstein, the Holocaust. I remember Moishe Postolov, the Holocaust. I remember Josephine Weiss, the Holocaust. I remember Ava Zakeli, the Holocaust. I remember Avram Rosman, the Holocaust. I remember Hans Meyer, the Holocaust. I remember Phoebe Fiekman, the Holocaust. I remember Dobrich Beigel, the Holocaust. I remember Guda Yurovsky, the Holocaust. I remember Morris Steinberg, the Holocaust.